Okay, guys, so we're back for part two here. And so what we're going to need to do is we're going to go ahead and hit reload right down here. Going to reload everything. And we're going to go back to two plates. Okay, if you want to rotate, you hit the little 3D right here and rotate and kind of get it centered up a little easier. All right, so this time we're going to look at the collision between an ocean plate, an ocean crust, and continental crust. So we're going to have an ocean to continental convergent boundary. All right, so let's draw some continents. So I'm going to draw myself a big continent over here. All right, make sure it's all some land. Got me a big land continent going on over here. All right, cool. So you're going to want to set yours up something like this. All right, and then we're going to hit next. Now we're going to draw our force vectors. Again, this is a convergent plate boundary, so we're going to draw our arrows going together. All right, just like that. Make sure you get them as close to parallel as possible. All right, we're going to hit next. So what do we know? So here it's got it labeled that purple plate is low density and that the continental plate over here is high density. And is that true? No. We have to switch them because we should know, and this is something you probably learned in class, or you should have learned in class, is that continental crust, all right, it has a density of 2.7 grams per centimeters cubed versus a ocean crust has a density of 3.0. So continental crust is lower. So we need to switch this around. Okay? That the green continental crust is low density because it is. And our ocean crust over here is a higher density. All right? Make sure you have it set up like that. All right, so what you should do right now is pause this video. I'm going to pause it. And then you're going to need to take a screenshot of your setup, not mine. All right? And put that on your paper. Okay, so you should have taken a screenshot of the setup. So now we're going to go ahead and play it. We're going to hit finish here. We're going to let this play out. All right? And so again, you should notice what's going on here. Oh, we're starting to get mountains forming on our continental side. All right? So what's happening here? Our more dense ocean plate should be going underneath our less dense, all right, continental plate. So what you should do on yours after, let's let it run for about 200 million years-ish, all right, 50, we're getting close. About 200 million years. So at about 200 million years, you need to stop yours. You can rotate it if you want to get it right. Take a screenshot of your setup. So you should notice that it's changed, right? I now have a mountain range along here. I have volcanoes, right? That's volcanic eruptions. I have volcanoes that are erupting along here. I have earthquakes that are occurring along this boundary, okay? So in your next part right here, it says to take a picture of your stuff. So take a picture of this, and then you're going to add that to your paper. I'm going to pause it right now. Okay, so we should add a picture of that. So what we're going to do now is we're going to look at a cross-section of what's actually happening inside the Earth. So I'm going to draw a cross-section on here so we can get an idea of what's happening inside the Earth. So there you can see it, right? Our ocean plate, which is more dense, is running underneath, all right, our less dense continental crust. So this is our ocean crust out here. This is our continental crust over here. So the ocean crust is more dense. It's sinking underneath our less dense, all right, continental crust. This is the setup that we have going on. All right. So if I restart this setup, I'm going to move. You notice I'm out here in the ocean, so I'm going to move my force vector here. Let me get rid of this for a second. So I'm going to move this over. All right, and I'm going to draw a cross section so you can watch what's happening over time. Okay, so here's our setup right there. You notice, and there it is. When you're just getting ready to run into, this is our boundary right here. All right, so we're going to play this so you can see what's happening in cross section. Again, this ocean crust out here is more dense than my lighter, less dense continental crust. So let's play it and see what's going on. Starts happening as they start to meet together. It pinches down initially, but then this is much more dense, so it starts to sink. All the little dots that are popping on there are earthquakes that are occurring, okay? And it's pushing, subduction, still going down, and then there's my volcanoes that are starting to form, okay? So I'm going to stop it right there. So that's what's happening. So I have my subduction. Again, this is a subduction zone where my denser plate is moving underneath my less dense plate, all right? So what are forming here out in the ocean, I get a trench. All right, on my overriding side, I have earthquakes that are occurring, and I get volcanic mountains that form. All right, so you're going to want to use this to answer the questions. All right, good luck.